I'll show you a bit of what it's like to go to the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center by bus on a cruise ship visit to Juneau. Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center is where you go to do Photo Point Trail as well as Nugget Falls Trail to see Juneau's most famous waterfalls. First, I want to let you know that I also have a blog. It's a website called My Perfect Alaska Cruise. I've been to Juneau 7 times by cruise ship, so I have more ideas for you there on things to do in Juneau. So be sure to look it up, My Perfect Alaska Cruise. So now let's talk about how to get to Mendenhall Glacier on your own. I've been from the cruise port to Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center twice by bus, and it's pretty straightforward. Cruise ships dock in downtown Juneau, and there's also a bus stop downtown. It might take 15 minutes to walk there from the cruise ship, possibly more or less depending on where exactly your cruise ship is docked. So I think Google Maps is the easiest way to figure out how to take the bus, so let's look at Google Maps together. So on Google Maps you can look up Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center. And then from there, zoom out a bit, and then we'll look for the bus stop. Follow the road down from the visitor center. And then zoom in. Okay, so here we see a little bus icon. That's the bus stop you'll be getting off at to go to the visitor center. So there's a bus stop on both sides of the road. And for purposes of figuring out bus directions, it doesn't really matter which one you click on. But when actually taking the bus back to the cruise port, it does matter which side of the road that you're standing on, so be sure to pay attention to that. So you want to click on one of the bus stops so that you can make that your destination for directions. I'm not in Juneau right now, so it says there's no way to get there. When you are in Juneau, you can just use your current location to get directions. But when you're in planning phase from home, you can just type in Juneau Cruise Ship Terminal just to give you an idea. You'll click on the little public transit icon to get the bus directions. You can also adjust the departure time to give you an idea. And now here we have some bus routes. You can click on them for further details, and it will also tell you where the nearest bus stop is, which for Juneau Cruise Port will be the Downtown Transit Center. You can also click to expand to see future bus timings as well. So you can play around with Google Maps on your phone, and it is different on the app than it is looking at Google Maps on your computer. For general bus routes, your computer can be quite helpful, but your phone will give you more details. When you're actually on the bus in Juneau, you can follow along on your phone with GPS to know how close you are to the bus stop that you want to get off at. When your bus stop is next, you want to pull the yellow cord to signal to the bus driver to stop at the next stop. So you'll need 3 basic things to get to Mendenhall Glacier from the cruise port by bus. 1. The Google Maps app on your phone. 2. Cash and exact change for the bus fare, and you'll want to look up the current bus fare on the Juneau Capital Transit website, and I have gotten dollar bills from guest services on the cruise ship. 3. You need to be okay with walking 1.5 miles one way from the nearest bus stop to the visitor center. Now here's a bit of what it looks like once you get off at the bus stop near the visitor center. Which again is like 1.5 miles away. And then you'll come across this sign that you'll want to get a picture with. Welcome to Mendenhall Glacier Recreation Area of Tongass National Forest, managed by the U.S. Forest Service. Tongass National Forest is the largest national forest in the United States. And basically, you just keep on walking along the paved trail until you get to the parking lot. Once you're at the parking lot, it's pretty easy to figure out how to get to the visitor center, Photo Point, and Nugget Falls, so it's pretty hard to get lost. If you want to do some extra hiking, then instead of taking that paved trail to the parking lot, you can actually start hiking immediately after you see this sign. Walk into the trees to the right of the sign, and that will take you to Powerline Trail. This is the start of Powerline Trail. This leads to the Trail of Time, which then leads to the Visitor Center. This is the Powerline Trail. And this was a side trail off the Powerline Trail. And I believe this is a glacial erratic, which is a big rock that was moved here by a glacier. And this is somewhere between the Powerline Trail and the Visitor Center. And you can actually make it an even longer hike by hiking the East Glacier Trail. You'll come across signs for it. Make sure to be prepared for a day hike if you want to do this. For the bus ride back to downtown and the cruise port, it's a good idea to have the bus timing screenshotted on your phone ahead of time. Once I got back downtown, I had fish tacos at Deckhand Dave's.